Coach Angela here. So this month's topic is about injury prevention. There isn't one thing that you can do as a runner that's going to prevent injury. It's going to be lots of things added together. But there's a couple of things that you can think about. First of all, doing too much too soon. So many runners, especially when they're training for half marathons, are very focused on the distance they run and their long run. And the rule of thumb is that you don't increase that distance by more than 10% a week. I would say actually you do not want to be increasing that long run distance by 10% every week. That's not a great idea. You need some weeks are harder, some weeks are less hard. But one of the things, because people are focusing on the distance, they don't tend to think about the effort. So for example, if you were running up one of the many hills in Bath, or you were doing some hill training, the effort might be higher than if you were running on the flat. So have a think about not doing too much too soon in terms of distance, but also effort, and try not to have too many days of high effort next to each other. Another area that runners often neglect is strength and flexibility training. So I'm not the expert on strength training or flexibility training. You need to speak to somebody like Aaron from Tonique, or someone that specialises in yoga or Pilates for runners. But doing strength training will help other areas of your running. Another thing that can help with injury prevention is adequate recovery. Now I talk about rest, recovery, return refreshed, ready to run again. And it's very common for people to think, especially when they start off running, that it's okay to run every day. You know, now I consider myself a runner through and through. I do lots of running. I'm an endurance runner. I love running. I could run all day. I don't run every day. On the days that I don't run, I either schedule in rest or I have strength training in my program. Also Pilates. Another way for thinking about injury prevention is correct hydration and fueling. That's another subject in its own right, but even a small amount of dehydration in your body can have a big detrimental effect on your performance. We could talk about that at another time, but making sure you're properly fueled, properly hydrated. And finally, one of the things that we can all do to help prevent injury is ensure that we warm up before a run and we cool down after a run. And again, this is a subject in its own right, but essentially the rule of thumb is to warm up, you're thinking about gradually increasing the heart rate, increasing the blood pressure, increasing the breathing, and getting those muscles warmed up. We talk about dynamic mobility exercises, and the stretching, I prefer to do that at the end of my run when my muscles are already warmed up. And equally with the cool down, I need to make sure that I don't just finish my run, go home, lay on the sofa. So there are specific things that you can do with warming up and cooling down. So that's a quick run through. My advice would be to get some specific advice for your needs. And if you have got a few niggles, a few muscular pains, a few little things that don't feel right, and you think that you might be developing an injury, my advice would be to go and speak to somebody that can help you early on. There's loads of really good physiotherapists, osteopaths, sports massage therapists, all of those people in Bath. But look after your body, listen to your body, and make sure that you don't ignore some of the warning signs about pending injury. Enjoy your training.